Hi students, this is the last portion of our first chapter. Today our topic is autonomous nervous system. It is also called ANS, autonomous nervous system. First of all, I will give you what do you mean by autonomous nervous system. The activities that take place beyond the conscious level is controlled by autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system or ANS is classified into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Stress comes under sympathetic system and rest or digest comes under parasympathetic system. Sympathetic system helps to overcome emergency situation. Let's have a look what happens to the internal organs during sympathetic system. The pupil in the eye dilate. Dilate means the size of the pupil increases. The production of saliva decreases. In the lungs, the trachea expands. Heartbeat increases. In the stomach, the gastric activities slows down. In the liver, glycogen is converted to glucose. At the tip of the kidney, you can see adrenal gland where it secretes a hormone. In the sympathetic system, the hormone increases. Peristalsis in the intestine slows down in the large intestine and urinary bladder regains normal state. Now, moving to the parasympathetic system. Opposite actions take place in the parasympathetic system. Here, pupil in the eye contract. It becomes small. You can see the difference, contraction and dilation of the eye. The production of the saliva increases. Trachea contract. Heartbeat becomes normal. In the stomach, the gastric activities becomes normal. In the liver, glucose is converted to glycogen. In the large intestine, peristalsis becomes normal and urinary bladder contract. Our last topic of this chapter is nervous diseases. A healthy nervous system is the basis of normal body activities. Even minor wounds in our body causes some defects in the nervous system. Here in this chapter we are discussing about three diseases. One is Alzheimer's, second one Parkinson, third one epilepsy. The diseases such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, epilepsy. The causes and the reason for this disease is very important. You have to write this one in the notebook. First one is Alzheimer's. Causes for Alzheimer's. Accumulation of an insoluble protein in the neural tissues of the brain. Neurons get destroyed. Symptoms are loss of memory, inability to recognize friends and relatives, inability to do routine work. Causes for epilepsy. Continuous and irregular flow of electric charges in the brain. Symptoms are epilepsy due to continuous muscular contraction, frothy discharge from the mouth, clenching of the teeth, following which the patient fall unconscious. Causes for Parkinson's. Destruction of specialized ganglions in the brain, production of dopamine, a neurotransmitter in the brain get reduced. Symptoms are loss of body balance, irregular movement of muscles, shivering of the body, profuse salivation. So, we completed our first chapter. In this chapter, we learned how the messages reaches the spinal cord and brain and how the responses take place. Important three words we discussed here is a stimuli, impulse, receptor. Stimulation, for example for stimuli is heat, hot, touch, etc. The example for stimuli is heat, touch, etc. If the stimulation occurs in our body, there should be receptor. Okay, in our body there contains receptor, stimulation, then the stimulation occurs only if there is a presence of receptors in the cells, and when there undergoes receptor, what will happen? Impulses will be produces, and these impulses reaches the brain and spinal cord through the neuron. We learned the structure of the neuron and its function. Then we discussed about the structure and the function of brain and spinal cord. After that, we learned the pathway of reflex action. Lastly, we discussed about the parts of autonomous nervous system such as sympathetic and parasympathetic. Students, learn the portions well. Thank you.